Welcome, 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 viewers, to our
Welcome.
third episode of Too Much is Never Enough. Tonight is a full moon, and Jovi and I will be bringing you value in discussing manifesting self-love and what self-love is.
Of course, yes. We are going to be talking about what do you consider self-love and what is self-love for you? What's the benefits that you're going to get from self-love?
Yes, you know, we talk about always in conversation together, you know, when you think about self-love, loving yourself, nobody's going to love you the way you are going to love yourself. So we seek love in outside venues, from other people or from traveling. Maybe possibly some of us have some habits that are good and some habits that aren't so good. And we are searching for something, but really you don't have to search too far. Everything that you need is right here inside. And we carry ourselves every day. You come into this world alone, you're going to go out alone. Self-love took me a long time to understand really what that meant. I had to learn how to acknowledge myself for who I am, the person that I am. And I believe that all of us have to acknowledge who we are. You know your good traits, you know your bad traits, you know your good habits, you know your bad habits, you know what you need to change, but you have to be your own cheerleader. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think self-love makes you think of what you deserve and what is your self-worth too. How do you value yourself, you know, as a woman, and what will you accept from other people? So it has to come in from you personally, your self-love. And like you always said, and I know a lot of other mentors that I've had along my journey, they've always said to talk to yourself in the mirror. And you explain it more. I think you can say it more in detail, Karen, what
Okay.
you mean by, you know, looking at yourself in the mirror. Because I know when I first said it, it was just like, I didn't even believe it myself, you know, that I love myself. Like, you know, once you say, I love you, do you really believe it? Is it
Right.
really true? And what are you doing to get there?
Wow. I will be the first to admit that I've lied to myself several times. I've lied to myself, and living in a lie is not a good place to be. You can convince yourself for so long on something, or live in a lie, or believe that you are something other than who you really truly are. I remember growing up being around the popular girls. You know, I was made fun of for a lot of reasons. I was actually bullied for being too skinny. And the funny thing about that is I never would judge anybody on their appearance. You know, I was taught to love somebody or know somebody for their heart, right? So as a child, it was difficult for me. I was made fun of, and I did not believe that I belonged in these certain groups. So I would fake it to be popular, or I would fake it to be with the cool kids, or I would fake it to be, you know, and I did that several times in my life, even in my history of dating, and even throughout my marriage. So I had to learn how to love myself. And when I came to that realization, and it was some years while I was training to be a yoga instructor, to truly love oneself, to accept yourself for the amazing human you are. Each and every one of us has our own journey, our own story, our own life, but each one of us is truly amazing. And when you feel that inside, that's where you start to attract the love that you so desire, because innately, every single human wants to be loved. Every human, whether you're loved by a friend, relationship, a romantic relationship, your pet, it doesn't matter. Innately, we want to be loved, but you have to love yourself first. And once you do that, everything else just falls into place. You attract the people and you receive that love.
Absolutely. I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
Because, yeah. So what do you consider self-love, Karen? What are some things that you consider self-love? What would you do?
Make good choices for yourself. Making good choices for yourself. We all know what the right choices are and what the bad choices are. So to hide from a problem, let's say we're going through a difficult time of anything and we're feeling sad, you know, A self-love action would maybe take a few moments for yourself to write down how you're feeling, to journal it, call a friend, speak to somebody, reach out for help. A destructive behavior could be going down a destructive path, whatever that means to you. A self-love action, taking actions and living on those actions, not just saying them, but taking action on that action. And then I want to bring up about a reaction. We have to react to ourselves as if we were reacting to somebody else. It's respect, self-respect. That's really what it is, Jovi. It's self-respect. We want respect from other people, so we must respect ourselves. You have to value yourself. We all have a worth, add tax. I read that somewhere. It was somewhere I read that quote, and I thought to myself, you really do have to. And present yourself well. Wake up in the morning with gratitude.
Exactly.
Present yourself well. Just wake up with gratitude. Have your posture in life. You are capable of doing absolutely anything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know every morning I wake up and I say thank you, for each breath that I take, for being able to walk without any pain, in my feet, or having my hands mobile, my legs, my feet, everything. I think the self-love is physical and also mental, and your self-worth.
Yeah.
The physical body, I think you have to work on your physical body and your mental state too. Because if your mental state isn't there, you can't get your physical body to be as one, So
Right.
you have to go there.
Right.
I think it took me a while to get there. And once I got there, it was like nonstop, like, okay, I got this. But I
Yes.
worked at my mental state a lot, I think,
It's interesting that you bring that up about our mental state and our emotional state. We're human, right? We're all looking for that self-assurance, and we want to be loved, but we need to love ourselves. And it's said very easy, but it's a difficult journey that we are all on, to wake up and feel good about yourself and not be so hard on yourself and not be, so wanting to be things be perfect, or, however, I don't know. It's like, I feel that once you accept the amazing human that you are, because we all are amazing, reach out for need and go through the process and the progress of getting better for you, that it's going to happen. We have to, what we think we become. So if you think you can't do it, you won't.
Exactly.
Tonight being a full moon, you talk about this a lot, and you've taught me about manifesting and using the correct language. So tonight being a full moon, and we all are made of energy, and what can you tell our audience how to manifest, and especially the importance of a full moon of manifestation?
So tonight is a full moon. It is an open portal because it's February 16th, 2022. So this is like an opportunity for us to take care of ourselves. This is where self-love comes into place. Actually, this whole week, starting from the 14th through the 18th, we're supposed to take care of our physical bodies, our mental bodies. And we have to manifest and just be in a positive state of being, and not get triggered. The main thing is not to get triggered. If you get triggered, you have to at least step back and realize that you're getting triggered and why. Acknowledge it. You have to acknowledge why you're getting triggered. So in order for you to manifest what you want and need in your life, you have to speak it, affirm it, and at least say it and let go of it. So
Wow.
you're going to say, okay, I want this, this, and this because of this. But you're also grateful for the present moment of what you're living in, your self-love.
So
You have to.
awareness, that's you said that perfectly. It's awareness, being aware of this present moment, and knowing that anything can happen. We're not guaranteed anything, right? We're not guaranteed. We don't know when our last day is going to be. So it's living each day to the fullest and being grateful for it and being blessed. and taking any kind of negativity or any negative energy that comes your way and spinning it into the positive, doing it honestly, not faking it, but truly honestly taking that moment and bringing the awareness to fruition. You know, in life, many things happen to us. And if we're not taking care of our bodies, we will start to, what's the word I'm looking for? You know, just basically just fall apart if you don't take care of yourself. It's, you know, drinking water versus drinking soda all the time, getting some exercise, making some proper choices of things to eat, you know, being surrounded by good people, educating yourself, reading, always on that path of self-development, growing 1% better every single day, that awareness of the moment. Manifestation has become such a word now in the world where people are becoming more aware of it, especially with wellness. People are becoming aware of their mindset. They're becoming aware of their physical being. It's not just the outside, it's what's on the inside. Having great friends, you know, like we are, you're one of my sisters. My circle is very small, and I know yours is as well. We make the choice of who we surround ourselves with. Nobody has that power over us. We have the power within ourselves. So circling back to the beginning, self-love is making positive choices. I believe very positive choices for your betterment, just being better. You're going to be throwing a lot of things in life, but just to get yourself better a little bit every single day.
Exactly. And you want to have that love, because in order for you to receive that love back, you have to know how much you love yourself. And will you put up with someone treating you a different way, you know? Or do you want someone to treat you the way you are treating yourself, you know, basically, with your self-worth and what you have to provide? Because you also provide love to others, but you can't over give as well, because you have to receive as well. So it's,
Oh my
you
gosh,
know, one,
you just reminded me of that. The point that you're making, I live like that. What we put out is what we're going to receive, and what we receive is what we're ultimately going to put out. It's so important just to remind ourselves that every moment is a brand new moment, and we can start over no matter what. We can't be so hard on ourselves. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to go through life and have our trials and things like that, but you can just pick it right up and start over fresh. Take a deep breath in, let that breath go, and just have a brand new moment. Times like this are so important because it gives us the opportunity, just like you said, an opportunity to be aware, you know, be aware of your surroundings, be aware of your thoughts, what you think you will become.
exactly. And especially today with the full moon, you become aware. You're going to ground yourself. One, you have to ground yourself. You have to connect with your higher self. And what the higher self to me personally means, with God, basically, you know,
Yeah.
you're connecting yourself to the earth as well, and allowing the goodness to come through within yourself. So at least everything flows all together. And that's when the manifesting comes. And when you work with energy, you know, you're
Mm-hmm.
working with the energy, with everything, because everything's energy. Love is energy, you know, money's energy. And we have to accept the fact that everything's going to flow directly to us, basically.
It's true. Also, with other people, when we surround ourselves with other people, you're in a conversation, we are all made of energy. So when someone comes at you with negative energy, you right away want to rebound with it, of, you know, your reaction, staying calm during that time and understanding that that person is going through some turmoil and that their energy is all over the place. But for yourself, you just want to stay grounded, because when you're grounded, the person that's coming at you will notice your reaction, and that could help ground them. That's how we're serving each other instead of just, you know, coming at each other. I actually had a situation last week with someone, very negative, very, very, very negative. And I took it personally. And, you know, maybe a few years ago, I would have just busted out in tears crying, but I literally stood there with both my feet grounded. And I just said to them in my mind, I'm sending you light and love. And I would not accept that to grab onto me. I didn't want that.
Exactly. And sometimes whenever that happens, you have to protect yourself too.
Yeah.
Um, I personally always believe that you have to protect yourself, especially your energy. You know, your energy is everything. Um, so yes, you're giving out energy out to the world,
Hmm.
but you don't want to receive any of the bad energy into your atmosphere, you know? So
Yeah.
normally when what I always say is like, I accept any love coming into me, anything that's not good or not a good energy, I send it back. I send it
Wow.
because you don't want that sticking to you. That's the one
Right.
thing I was taught a long time ago, you know, and it's this energy field that you have, and you attract everything that comes at you. Trust me. Whatever you're looking for, whatever you voice out, you'll receive. And people
Wow.
start looking for you. It's a weird, not weird. I don't think you should say weird. What's the right word,
No,
Karen?
it's strange. It is weird. No, weird's a great word. It's strange. We're here to educate and expose people to understanding this. It is weird. It is strange. I met a very dear friend of mine. I've only known him for a few weeks, my business mentor. I was sitting in seat 27C, and a gentleman walked up and said, "That's my seat." I said, "It's my seat. It's my seat." I gave him the seat. Next thing I knew, he introduced me to his friend who is now a business mentor and also a very good friend of mine in a short amount of time. I manifested that. I made it an announcement to the world, to God, that only intelligent, kind, good people will be in my life. And that's it. I will accept nothing less.
Exactly. And that happened to me too a couple of weeks ago as well. You know, a
Yeah.
gentleman did the same thing, and I was like, okay. I was like, okay, well, this is nice. You know, it was a nice gesture. And
Hmm.
you have to accept the goodness too. The
Yeah.
way you give out to the world, you have to receive it as well. And
Yeah.
you have to say thank you and be grateful for it too,
Always.
always.
When you send out love, you're going to receive love. I think it's important that for, all of our listeners, we thank you for being a part of our podcast and listening to us, and just our open conversations are just very organic and real. And we together have understood how the process of changing yourself, like you said, with your mental state and your physical state, it is a process. It's a journey. And I have witnessed you, Jovi, through your own journey. And yes, people can see it as a physical journey. I've also noticed it in your mental state and with your emotions and the platform that you're on now, because you've put the work in. Nothing's an easy, quick, you can't just flick on a switch and it's all going to be done. You have to put the work into it. And it's just been amazing watching with your journey and with myself through different situations that I've been through, really showing up for yourself, showing up for you. We have to show up for work to make the money to pay the bills. So show up every day for you. And even when things get a little bit tough, take that little bit of a break and just keep going.
Absolutely. You have to. You have to show up for yourself. You know, you have to give yourself that worth because you're the one that matters. If you don't love yourself, no one else is going to love you, you know?
Right.
You have to love yourself. And that's the main thing. That's the main um important state, especially with meditation. I know you taught us a lot about meditation and visualization. Just with meditation alone, I think you can put yourself in that self-love and, you know, visualizing yourself being loved as well. There was some girl that I was listening to, and I loved this book that she actually mentioned. Let me see if I have it. I'm not sure exactly
Okay.
if I have it, but um it's for like females. There's one for males as well, and it's called Healing Love through the TAO. I don't know how you say that.
Tao.
How?
Mhm.
Yes. So it's Healing
I hope that's
Love.
how you pronounce it. If not, we're both wrong, but that's okay.
So that's the one, and I thought that was wonderful because it's
Mhm.
actually talking about your body and as a female, where you can um, heal your body exactly with that. And it's like with through sex, basically, but not going through the whole motions of it.
Mhm.
So I actually bought the book today and I'm
How
excited. I was like,
exciting.
oh my God, I want to read it. So
Yes,
once I finish it, I'll be passing it on to you. I think it's
absolutely.
good.
Absolutely. I really believe that reading is a form of meditation. Meditation is doing something in the quiet so that you have the silence so that you can hear your own inner thoughts. You can go for a walk, you can go for a run, you can read a book, maybe you're washing dishes. You're doing something, but you have the silence within your mind. That's when the healing begins. It's the quiet, when we are still and quiet in the mind. Even if you're sitting or whatever you're doing, meditations in so many different ways. And it comes down to the basics. If we don't take care of ourselves, nobody's going to. And if you want that love, which I know I definitely want, to be loved and dearly as much as you do, yourself, we want that so much that we put it out and that it's going to come back to us. We just have to make good choices and healthy choices for ourselves. And the healthy choices come by saying no to certain things for ourselves and with other people, and saying yes and making those right decisions. Yeah.
No, absolutely. I believe in that too.
Yeah.
And making the right choices, we have that choice of yes or no, basically.
Mm-hmm.
You have to decide.
And being honest with ourselves and and our emotions. I know last week we were going to record and I just wasn't feeling it. And I had to be honest with you. And
Mhm.
I knew that I could tell you the truth and that there would be no disappointment because we have that relationship where we respect each other and respect each other's feelings. It took me a long time to get to that point to actually say to someone what I can and cannot do. Once you have that freedom of opening your heart and letting the other person in on a real, truthful basis, there's nothing to hide.
That's true. That's so true.
Yeah.
And I'm still working on that, basically. Like, for me to trust and actually open up my heart like that to someone,
Yes.
it's it's a little nerve-wracking for me.
Mhm.
Um, it's very seldom where I do allow that to happen. And it's been taking a while, like, yeah, I allow it, once I meet someone and I feel their energy and see if, it's okay. I still
Right.
test the waters. So and it's getting there. I know
It,
I've read different books where it's like you have to open up your heart chakra. You have to have that vulnerability to actually allow someone in. And
yes.
it's getting there, I think.
It's definitely getting there. It's definitely getting there. And, opening up your heart chakra and allowing yourself to be real and honest and open and vulnerable. Anything can come your way. That's where the choice comes. Am I going to accept this? Am I not going to accept this? Right. And then when we make that choice, you go on to the next step, which is now awareness. Now you're aware of the choices that you're making. And then you get to the next step, which takes you to just another level. I like to look at life as a level. You're always going to keep growing. You're going to keep growing. And if you're not growing, you're dying. So what do you want to do? Want to grow?
Exactly. Exactly.
I love it.
Totally
Oh my gosh.
agree.
This has been so wonderful. I truly enjoy our topics and just it being self-love tonight as our subject and manifestation, how we can give this value to other people. Be honest with yourself, be true. Tell exactly how it is, feel your emotions, live in the moment, and be really careful of what you think about yourself.
Exactly.
A lot of
And
value.
think positive. And today,
Yeah.
manifest all you want, what you need. And, you know, if it's something small, go ahead and do it small. If you don't believe yet, do either a parking spot or a coffee for free.
Mm-hmm.
Do the small stuff. I know I would play around with it a little bit. I was like, okay, let's see if this works, you know?
Yes.
And then from there, you just have to make a decision in order for it to manifest. You make that decision, you put it out into the universe, decide, and let it go. And then it'll come to you. You just have to make sure that the decision that you're making is what you want.
Right. What you
Sometimes,
really want,
exactly.
what you really want. And when you wish that, and when you write it down, that you're manifesting it, you're making it real, you're making it concrete, it has to be truly what you want.
Exactly.
Wow, we could talk on this subject forever.
Yes, I know.
So I suggest anyone that's listening to this in the future, knowing that today, February 16th, 2022, that Jovi and I have brought you value in self-love, and you can receive everything that your heart desires. Just believe it and make it happen.
Exactly. Anything else, Karen, that you want to add to this?
Just want to say I love you. And I love
Love
our
you
time
too.
together. And I love the fact that we are able to be on a platform for people to hear us, with our real true feelings. So I think that about wraps it up for tonight.
Absolutely. Well, everyone have a wonderful evening, manifest, and have a great time doing it too.
Absolutely have fun. Put your heart and soul into it and watch everything that you want to attract, you will receive.
Exactly. And have a little fun with it too.
Yes, right. That's exactly. Have fun. Don't be afraid and be so formal about it. People think of meditation as sitting there, on a rock being, in this very meditative state. You have to have fun, meditate, enjoy, let the peace be, and then you'll find peace within.
Oh, I love that. Yes.